Not a single shot was fired, not a single warning was sent. But within just a few hours, the strategic balance in the Pacific began to shift. The USS John F. Kennedy, a $13 billion supercarrier, has officially entered its first deployment phase. There were no headlines, no loud announcements. But its silent rival was powerful enough to make the entire region take notice. This isn't just another warship. It's a floating force of technology, energy, and long-term strategy. While the world continues to argue about budgets and politics, this ship was quietly completed, and now it's ready. But the real question is this: is the Kennedy just a ship, or does it represent something bigger? Could this be the start of a new American naval doctrine for the 21st century? Let's find out with Navy Secrets. USS John F. Kennedy CVN-79 is not just another American warship. It is a $13 billion declaration of power built to sail into contested waters and remind the world who still commands the sea. In an age when rival powers are racing to dominate the Pacific, the arrival of this new carrier sends a message louder than any speech. The U.S. Navy is not stepping back. This isn't just about ships and steel. It's about leadership. CVN-79 enters the fleet as the second supercarrier in the Gerald R. Ford class, a class that once faced budget battles, political delays, and questions about relevance. Many believed that the age of aircraft carriers was over, replaced by drones, satellites, and cyber warfare. But this hit proves them wrong. The U.S. didn't abandon the seas. It recalibrated, retold, and returned stronger. The name John F. Kennedy carries deep meaning. It connects today's Navy to any of America's boldest visions. President Kennedy's pledge to land on the moon was not about ease, but ambition. That same ambition now drives CVN-79 forward. The vessel isn't just floating hardware. It's a moving symbol of American willpower. While rivals boast about missiles and new bases, this ship represents a legacy of action, not just a. Even its silent rival matters. No fireworks, no threats, just a massive hull slicing through open waters with quiet authority. From a distance, it might look routine, but make no mistake, nothing about CVN-79 is routine. It's built to reshape strategy, push past doubt, and tip the scales back toward American domain. The timing of CVN-79's rollout isn't coincidental. While U.S. politics are teed up in debates over budgets, elections, and global fatigue, America's Navy has been preparing quietly and patiently. The result is a carrier that can sail for over 50 years and serve as a mobile embassy of deterrence. It shows up when others hesitate and acts when others sark. This ship does more than patrol. It projects. It reassures nervous allies in Japan, South Korea, and the Philippines. It pushes back against growing China's naval pressure, and it reminds Moscow that American presence extends far beyond Europe. In contested waters, credibility is measured in capability, and CVN-79 brings plenty. The carrier also signals a change in posture. After years of uncertainty, the U.S. is once again leaning into forward presence. Naval power is not just defense, it's influence. And when that influence arrives in a 100,000-ton package armed with next-generation tech, it's impossible to ignore and to sustain that message, not just now, but decades into the future. CVN-79 has been equipped with the most advanced propulsion and aircraft handling systems ever built. At the heart of the USS John F. Kennedy is a revolutionary shift in how aircraft carriers are powered and operated. Instead of using the older A4W reactors found in Nimitz-class carriers, this next generation supercarrier runs onto A1B nuclear reactors. These produce around 700 megawatts of electricity, offering 25% more output than the previous class. This increase isn't just about moving the ship. It's about unlocking a whole new level of warfare capability. The additional power supports every advanced system on board, from propulsion and radar to high-speed computing and digital warfare tools. It allows for full integration of electronic weapons, advanced tracking systems, and event-future laser-based defenses. In short, the Kennedy has more than just speed and size. It has energy dominance, which gives it the ability to handle missions faster, longer, and with far greater force projection than its predecessors. One of the most groundbreaking gadgets enabled by the A1B reactors is the Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System, EMAS. Instead of relying on steam catapults, EMAS uses magnetic force to launch aircraft. This system is not only more efficient, but also much gentler on planes. Modern jets like the F-35 stealth fighter, which have sensitive onboard electronics and lighter frames, benefit greatly from smoother takeoffs. This technology increases the number of aircraft that can be launched in a short period, boosting combat readiness. With the males, the Kennedy can rapidly deploy AMX of fighters, surveillance drones, and strike UAVs without overloading its systems or damaging the aircraft. In future battle zones where speed and adaptability decide who wins, this launch system gives the U.S. Navy a clear advantage. Emails also requires fewer people to operate, lowering crew fatigue and long-term maintenance costs. In terms of combat efficiency and safety, its agent leap forward in carrier aviation history. While emails takes care of launches, Fedvin's arresting gear AAG system safely brings aircraft back on deck. It's fully electric, controlled by advanced software, and can adjust to catch everything from large fighters to lightweight drones. This makes it ideal for the growing role of unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, in U.S. Navy operations. In the past, drone recovery was difficult due to their lighter weight and lack of reinforced structures, affixes that by applying precise measured braking force. This allows drones to land safely and be reused multiple times, saving both time and money. Combined with emails, AAG forms the Kennedy's backbone for a future driven by unmanned warfare and precision strike capability. Beyond flight operations, the Kennedy's new energy system supports cutting-edge weapons and control systems. It enables the use of directed energy weapons like high-powered lasers and electromagnetic guns, which require massive amounts of instant energy. These systems can intercept missiles, destroy drones, or neutralize targets without explosives, saving costs and eliminating the need to load. The ship's combat information center is no faster, smarter, and more secure. It connects to satellites, fighter jets, submarines, and other ships in real time, turning the Kennedy into a command and control hub for U.S. and allied forces. Whether it's managing joint airstrikes or defending against hypersonic threats, the Kennedy has the tools and power to respond immediately. In short, the A-1B reactors don't just keep the ship running, they supercharge every aspect of warfare, giving the Kennedy a combat rhythm and efficiency level never seen before in U.S. Navy history. Up next, we'll see how this power translates into unmatched mission tempo and battlefield dominance. The USS John F. Kennedy isn't just a marvel of engineering, it's a force multiplier. Every part of the ship is designed to maximize combat efficiency, and the numbers prove it. In high-intensity operations, the Kennedy can carry out up to 270 aircraft launches and recoveries per day, compared to about 180 on Nimitz-class carriers. That's a 25% increase in operational tempo. This boost isn't just about bragging rights. It means the Kennedy can keep more fighters in the air, strike more targets, and react faster to sudden threats. When you're operating in hot spots like the South China Sea or the Red Sea, where enemies don't follow rules and attacks come fast, speeds survival. The more aircraft you can launch and recover per hour, the more pressure you can put on your enemy, and the harder it is for them to push back. So, how does Kennedy achieve this kind of non-stop performance? The answer lies below the flight deck. The ship is equipped with 11 advanced weapons elevators, all high-speed lifts that move bombs and missiles between the weapons magazine and the flight deck. These are not your average elevators. They're electric, silent, and can carry up to 24,000 pounds of ordnance in one go. What once took hours, loading and transferring weapons, now takes minutes. That means shorter gaps between strike missions, more aircraft returning fully armed, and less downtime in the middle of battle. In the past, the big jet delay wasn't launching jets, it was rearming them. But on the Kennedy, the system removes the bottleneck. The result, the ship can launch repeated waves of aircraft with almost no pause, giving it the power to dominate airspace, even when the enemy tries to hit back with swarms of drones or missile strikes. This level of efficiency is especially important when fighting enemies that use asymmetric tactics. Groups like the Houthis or Iranian-backed militias often launch mass drone attacks, hoping to overwhelm U.S. defenses. They rely on speed, chaos, and unpredictability. But the Kennedy is built to counter that kind of warfare. Thanks to its rapid sortie rate and fast weapon handling, the ship can respond with sustained firepower. Even under repeated attacks, it keeps hitting back. It's not just about launching aircraft, it's about launching the right mix: fighters, UAVs, bombers, and surveillance drones, all coordinated for layered defense and instant retaliation. This flexibility makes the Kennedy a nightmare for any enemy relying on surprise attacks or attrition tactics. Instead of reacting slowly, it maintains constant forward momentum, hitting harder and faster with every wave. And because of automation and nuclear power, it can keep that pace for days without needing to rotate out of combat. Beyond weapons and aircraft, the Kennedy's entire layout is built for continuous high-speed combat. Every system on the ship works together, like a machine. Weapons elevators delivering ammunition, emails launching aircraft,
catching them safely, and automated hangar bays turning planes around quickly for the next mission. This isn't theory. It's a live real-time combat loop. Launch, recover, reload, repeat. That kind of rhythm would break all the Nimitz-class ships, for example, often need downtime between heavy strike cycles. But thanks to simplified mechanics, predictive maintenance software, and a fully electric support structure, the Kennedy can maintain pressure without pausing. It's designed to keep fighting even when the mission stretches into days or weeks. And this design doesn't just improve efficiency, it also reduces human fatigue and error. With more automation and smarter sensors, crew members can focus on mission planning, aircraft management, and battle strategy instead of mechanical troubleshooting. The result is longer endurance, fewer failures, and faster response times. A total shift in how aircraft carriers separate. But to fully unleash this level of efficiency, CVN-79 requires an air wing that is diverse, flexible, and ready for every scenario. Modern warfare might bring to fully unlock the combat potential of the John F. Kennedy. It needs more than just raw power, advanced launch systems, or high-speed elevators. What T truly needs is an air wing that's modern, diverse, and adaptable, a force prepared for the era of unmanned warfare. CVN-79's mixed air group delivers exactly that, combining manned aircraft with the latest drone technology to tackle every mission on the modern battlefield. At the core of this transformation is the MQ-25 Stingray, the U.S. Navy's first operational carrier-based refuel. This aircraft acts as a flying gas station, greatly extending the range of stealth fighters like the F-35C Lightning II. With Stingrays in the air, F-35s can strike deeper into enemy territory, stay on station longer, and execute complex missions far from home bases. This is critical in vast combat zones like the Indo-Pacific, where distance and endurance often decide success or failure. The F-35C brings more than just stealth. It enables real-time data sharing, targeting, and coordination across theft, reinforcing the Kennedy's role as a command center at sea. Supporting the F-35 and MQ-25 is a powerful combination of EA-18G Growlers, E-2D Hawkeyes, C-2 Greyhounds, and SH-60 Seahawks. Growlers lead the way into electronic warfare, jamming enemy radar, blocking signals, and preparing the battlefield for safe entry. They blind the enemy before the fight begins. Meanwhile, E-2D Hawkeyes act as the courier's eyes in the sky, detecting threats over 300 meters away with cutting-edge radar and battle management systems. The C-2 Greyhound ensures the flow of vital cargo, spare parts, and personnel, keeping operations running even in the middle of the ocean. And for underwater threats or rescue missions, 60 Seahawks provide anti-submarine warfare, search and rescue operations with precision and speed. Together, these aircraft create an all-domain air wing, capable of executing strike, refuel, surveillance, early warning, and jamming missions, all from a single floating airbase. It's a system built for flexible rear. Each aircraft supports the other through integrated networks, ensuring seamless command and control across every layer of the battle space. The next evolution lies in reactivating the X-47B, a stealthy strike drone that once led carrier-based UAV tests. If brought back into service, it would mark a drone in U.S. naval strategy, enabling GOTANM's deep strike missions without risking pilots. This is a special import when facing advanced defense like China's or Iran's, where first strike survivability is critical. The long-term vision is clear. A dominant fleet where manned fighters, air-paired with autonomous squadrons, these systems could fly dangerous missions, soak up enemy fire, and deliver precision attacks while reducing cost and casualties. CVN-79 would serve as the launch platform for this next generation of warfare, fast, adaptable, and unmanned. This evolution reflects a deeper change in how carriers operate. No longer just a jet launching machine. The Kennedy is evolving into a multi-domain war fighting platform, with integrated air assets and real-time battlefield control. It can strike, defend, and adapt faster than any peer of L. However, those advanced capabilities mean little without a radar, and defensive shield that can keep up with threats rising alongside them, no matter how powerful an aircraft carrier may seem. Its survival in modern warfare depends on how well it can defend itself. The USS John F. Kennedy faces a new kind of threat, not just from submarines or fighter jets, but from hypersonic missiles like China's DF-21D and DF-26, designed to destroy AOS carrier from over 1,500 meters away. These weapons travel at extreme speeds, follow predictable paths, and give seconds to react. That's why Kennedy doesn't rely on outdated systems. Instead, it features a next-generation radar suite and a fully integrated defensive weapon network purpose-built to intercept the destined, most complex threats in the world. At the center of this system is the Enterprise Air Surveillance Radar, EASR, which replaces the more expensive band radar used on the USS Gerald R. Ford. The EASR is smaller, modular, and significantly more affordable, saving over $350 million while delivering 360 tracking across all altitudes. Most importantly, it's designed for future integration, which allows it to connect seamlessly with escort ships and aircraft in real time. In a scenario where China launches multiple DF-series missiles, EASR allows Kennedy and its strike group to function as one coordinated unit. Threats can be tracked simultaneously across platforms with real-time targeting data shared between destroyers, cruisers, and carrier-based aircraft. This worked approach gives the US Navy a serious edge in response time and battle coordination. But radar is only the beginning. Kennedy is equipped with a layered defensive system designed to handle a wide variety of threats at different ranges. The ESM-evolved Sea Sparrow missile intercepts medium-range targets, like cruiser missiles. The RAM rolling airframe SIL kicks in at closer range, capable of reacting within seconds, tow fast low-flying drones, or incoming projectiles. If any threat manages to get even closer, the failing CIW's close-in weapon system acts as the final shield. Disrotor guided Gatling gun fires 4,500 rounds per minute to form a deadly curtain of bullets. To add even more protection, Kennedy also uses 2.5 cannons and 50 caliber machine guns, which specialize in countering swarm tactics, whether from suicide drones or fast attack boats. What sets Kennedy apart isn't just firepower, it's how all these systems are connected. Operators don't need to toggle between screens or manual assing targets. Everything is run through an integrated control interface where sensors, radar, and weapons talk to each other instantly. The system can identify the threat, choose the best response, and launch a counterattack within moments. That kind of automation is essential when facing hypersonic threats, moving at 5 times the speed of sound. This speed and coordination give the Kennedy a real advantage in the Indo-Pacific, where rival nations are retesting the limits of missile warfare. It's a DF-21D from China, or average of suicide drones. From Iranian bad militias, the Kennedy extensive brain can adapt and respond. There the threat even reaches visual range. In this age of long-range precision weapons, defense is no longer it's about smart reaction and total battlefield awareness. Kennedy brings both. But the most revolutionary upgrade is Sana missile, or a cannon. It's a weapon that doesn't even use bullets. Thick combat laser. While missiles and guns have dominated naval warfare for decades, a new type of weapon is rising fast. Laser energy systems. These weapons are silent, precise, and almost limitless in ammunition. The most advanced of them, Helios, high-energy laser, with integrated optical dazzler and surveillance, has already been tested with success on U.S. Navy ships. In 2023, the USS Puebla became the first U.S. destroyer to test-fire the Helios laser in real-world conditions. It successfully shot down drones and small rockets, using nothing but directed energy. What makes Helios revolutionary isn't just the technology. It's while a single missile can cost $100,000 or more, a Helios laser shot costs less than $1. That efficiency makes it the perfect answer to drone swarms and saturation attacks that would otherwise drain missile inventories in minutes. This is not science fiction. It's already happening. And in a future full of unmanned threats, lasers may become the Navy's first line of defense. The USS John F. Kennedy is more than a warship. It's a major piece in a much bigger plan. Under the Navy's Project 381, the U.S. aims to operate 12 and a total fleet of 381 combat ships by 2050. These ships are not just symbols. They are tools for controlling global sea lanes, ensuring Americandements in strategic hotspots like the South China Sea, Eastern Mediterranean, and Arctic Circle. With laser systems like Helios, the Kennedy isn't just ready for today's battles. It's being built for the wars of tomorrow. These systems will work alongside unmanned aircraft, electromagnetic queens, and next-gen interceptors in a battlefield where speed, precision, and energy will decide who wins. The Kennedy is where this vision becomes. As it enters service in late 2025, its role isn't just to carry planes, it's to test, prove, and perfect the future of American naval warfare. With all these elements combined, CVN-79 is no longer just a ship. It is a proving ground for the future of strategic dominance. The USS John F. Kennedy represents the epic of U.S. naval power, but it also raises difficult questions. Can a $1 billion supercarrier still guarantees your control in a world of cheap suicide drones and hypersonic missiles? As China's military grows faster and Washington remains divided over defense budgets, the future of American naval dominance is far from certain. Does CVN-79 have what it takes to survive a high-tech war? Or is it already a risk before it even sails into combat? In an age of shifting threats and unpredictable enemies, carriers may not be untouchable symbols of strength. Instead, they may become the biggest targets on the ocean, built for wars that no longer exist. The Kennedy is not just a ship. It's a test of whether American strategy can evolve fast. In order to stay ahead of those who are no longer playing by the old rules. And that's what Navy Secrets wanted to share with you today, bringing you their most honest and up-to-date insights backed by in-depth analysis from top military strategists and political experts. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Your support is what drives us to keep creating more high-quality and in-depth content. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below and stay tuned for our next video. See you soon.